All right, let's take you outside right now in Portland. It is cloudy, and notice it looks like we've got some raindrops on the lens, so it's going to make the snowmen and the snow angels maybe it'll preserve them, coat them in ice and preserve them at least until tomorrow, right? But again, we've got precipitation moving in, 33 degrees, the wind chill 21 degrees, so that east wind still has a bite. And while the airport's still at 33, most places are at or below freezing, in the 20s at Westland, King City, Happy Valley, Gresham, and over in Boring too. So the rain that's falling is freezing rain all the way down the valley. In fact, the Central Valley here, Salem to Corvallis, we expect some pretty significant icing going on there. Eastern Oregon, well below freezing here in the teens, in fact, at Bend and in Pendleton. And you'll get a couple 3 inches of snow overnight tonight too. So here's the next band of precipitation. It's already encompassing most of the Portland area. This is mainly freezing rain, although the modeling showing and the radar showing just liquid rain over to the east of Canby and south of Sandy. There may be an area above freezing there that's allowing that to just fall as liquid and not freeze. But for the valley, with this cold air trapped down here, we're going to have freezing rain tonight, and we will get some significant icing down the valley itself. East winds have not ended, but they sure have backed off from last night. Man, it gusted to 52 at the Portland airport and gusted to nearly 80 miles an hour up at Crown Point. The gusts will continue to be upwards of 30, 35 miles an hour and then drop off down to about 30 miles an hour by about midnight, so at least they're going in the right direction. And this is what's coming our direction. You can see on the satellite imagery with radar superimposed over the top. This next area of precipitation is moving up the valley right now. Then we're going to see this that's offshore push onshore in the early morning hours. And by then it should be cold enough and cold air coming in aloft again to make just snow. And then that system will arrive Saturday night and we go back to good old valley rain, mountain snow. Things get back to normal here in the northwest. But in the meantime, the east wind continues to pour that cold air into the valley. So we have the freezing rain situation. Then by about 1 a.m. you start to see just snow here to our north and west, and then eventually over the metro areas. That warmer air gets pushed farther on down to the south. That snow at 7:30 in the morning. By about 8 o'clock it moves out. And then we have sun breaks tomorrow afternoon. Should help push us into the 40s and begin the thaw. It may take till Sunday before we get rid of all the snow, but we should begin to melt out during the day tomorrow. The ice forecast here, as you can see, now we're up to about 1/10 of an inch in Portland. So this is the latest update on the modeling, and I think that's a good forecast there with about 1/4 of an inch down in Salem. The snowfall forecast, again, about 1.5 inches or so to 2 inches in the metro area after we get that ice. So there's more on the way. So here we go. We've got a mix of freezing rain mainly coming in right now, and then overnight we get another inch or two of snow. By Friday morning it all ends, and then by Friday afternoon, yes, we really will see some sun tomorrow, get some sun breaks. Trace to 1/10 of an inch of ice tonight. The roads will get worse, okay? And then we get snow on top of that, making the roads stay worse until it warms up in the afternoon and we begin to melt away. Today's high was just 35 degrees, but we're already dropping from that down to 33 right now, and that freezing level is a little deceptive. There are several freezing levels. It's a very complex structure to the atmosphere. That's how we end up with freezing rain. So a little ice tonight, up to 1/10 of an inch, but again, that's problematic. And then 1 to 2 inches of snow on top of that. And then we're in the 40s tomorrow. We stay above freezing just barely on Saturday morning. Then we make it up to 45, and then warmer days ahead with highs in the 50s beginning on Monday and continuing through next week. So back to some more typical February weather. And you know, it's interesting because usually what I tell people is once we get through the middle of February, our odds of getting snow in Portland go way down. Tomorrow's the middle of February, so it's kind of timing out. Doesn't mean it can't happen. It has later, but the timing's about right.
Interesting stuff.
Yeah, Matt, to your point, though, I think it's really important to reiterate here, like this is coming through in phases and waves because it's so easy to look out there, that sky cam, and think, oh, it's beautiful, it looks dry, there's nothing coming down, but there is so much more that could come.
Yeah, it's starting to come down again right now, so just be aware the rain that's falling doesn't mean it's going to thaw. It means it's going to get icier.